are with an amazing woman who has achieved great feats. She has just come back from the Paralympics with a silver medal. Let's get started and hear about her life, what makes her the person she is, and how she can be of inspiration to the rest of us.
Well, here's history. India's first ever female Paralympic medalist in any sport, Deepa Malik, picks up the silver.
Deepa, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. And you forgot to mention that I'm the first Indian woman
Huh.
to receive a medal at Paralympics.
What has been society's role or pressures over time in your life?
I think when I look back, I'm happy that they put these challenges and these doubts in me, because that gave me the inspiration to get up and prove them wrong.
Okay.
Had everybody been very acceptable about my condition, I would have probably accepted the condition and just be what everybody was thinking about me because of the fact that they were nice to me. But I'm glad that there's some harshness that came my way. Right. Some negative impressions came my way. And somewhere I got inspired, angered, agitated in the beginning. Then I had to do something drastic, something to convey that yes, I can do it, it's all right. And then I started off with the garden restaurant project.
Okay.
I employed underprivileged boys and I encouraged them to complete their education, go on to the graduation or high school or whatever. Yeah. And I often said that this was a place, a dream which was fulfilled with Deepa's determination.
Okay.
Where people doubted that I'll not be able to feed or educate my children, through my restaurant project, I have been able to educate 80 boys and get them jobs in the 7 years of my restaurant adventure that I did. And another good thing happened there was a lot of young kids came to my restaurant, the college kids, the young officers. So I started having about 30 to 40 bikes lined up.
Okay.
And I suddenly started discussing bikes with the young kids.
Okay.
And then I shared my biking pictures.
What age were you when you initially started?
As the person on the wheelchair, or when
Bikes before the wheelchair, when did it start and how was it revived?
Like I said, I was just in my teens and
Your
I fell
teens,
in love
okay.
with the wheels. And I often say I love wheels, and I ended up on a wheelchair. Pray very carefully.
What type of wheels?
Yes, what type of wheels. Wheels happened when I was a young teenager. I was not even entitled to a license and I would steal the bikes or, steal, when I say I would quietly request others to for the keys and quietly pick up their bikes, or any guest coming home, I would go down and take a chakkar and then often get scolded by my dad. But then I was lucky to find a man who
gave you one,
who gave me a bike and then who shared these passions of mine and who gave me the space to enjoy my passions and the faith to enjoy my passions. But of course, when I started developing this backache, I had to give up on my bike, would normally just be standing because I couldn't manage. My left foot had a drop. I couldn't change the gears. And eventually, of course, I got paralyzed. So I started searching as to how I can get a bike, started talking to various manufacturing companies in India. And meanwhile, a friend suggested that I really need to gain strength in my shoulders. My shoulders are so strong that I can hold the entire body upright. Then I started training, I started doing my hydrotherapy, I started gymming a bit. In the quest of being a biker, I turned a sportswoman.
We'll have our, I'll give one to you.
Thank you.
Actually, I wanted the show to be all about this nitty-gritty things behind the camera, or just in between.
Yeah.
Life is in between, you know, like in shows
Actually.
they cut so much to this
Just
jargon.
Even when I try to tell them that when I'm shifting into the car, try to get the whole thing, because that's
Yeah.
what people need to understand.
What are some misconceptions that society has about people who are differently abled that you wished they did not have?
First and foremost is doubt in the potential of a person as far as the physical ability is concerned. There is a very smart saying which we all hear, that winners don't do different things, but they do things differently.
Yes.
So the fact that we do things differently, we are already winners. Why call us losers?
Yes.
You know? This is one thing which
So that's one thing, that if
So
they see someone who is differently abled, that they shouldn't be thinking this person is useless.
useless or physically totally dependent.
Okay, that's one misconception. What are some other ones?
The other misunderstanding is, oh my God, a liability.
Okay.
Today I am the breadwinner. My husband's given up job, full time he's given up job, and yet for last 1 year our household is running smooth because I am working, I am getting the cash awards for my medals, I am sustaining the education of my daughters. Because I had a dream of participating in Olympics, my husband gave up job and came, and for last 10 months I am the breadwinner. So how can you think that one can be a financial? There has to be some ability, some potential, some talent in everybody. We just need to work around it.
Nice. Okay, that's true. Any other misconception?
The other misconception is that we are always sad. How can a person be on a wheelchair be happy? Because if they don't walk, they can't be happy. Oh, I love this.
The noise.
I love this. See,
That's one noise that doesn't
There's one
give you.
noise which brings smile. So see, even that much can make me happy. So why do you give so much of importance to a visually seen disability? Everybody suffers from a disability. Someone could have sugar, someone could have high BP, someone could have financial challenges, someone could have social challenges, somebody could have emotional challenges.
Yes.
Then why so much of attention and stress in a negative way given to a person who's physically, visibly disabled?
Visibly. I like the word visibly.
Visibly disabled.
Right. Okay,
So
that's a third thing.
That's the third thing. And of course, fourth thing is the inclusivity part of it.
Okay.
Why are we excluded automatically? Oh, we are going there, this person can't be taken there. This person. And I largely blame that on the lack of accessibility in my country.
Okay.
Because there is no accessibility on the larger scale other than the malls or some multinational companies, the offices, the new buildings maybe. Other than that, most of the area is not wheelchair amicable or disabled friendly, if I may call it, or barrier free. So when the infrastructure is not barrier free, the minds are not barrier free. So that's another reason.
That's
yes.
a fourth one. How about a fifth one?
Fifth one would be a family support. And I would also connect it to our maybe the social taboos or the religious taboos around it. So I guess the lack of acceptance of a person with disability within the household. So that also is a huge negative. And lack of awareness is probably the sixth. The lack of sensitization, awareness, or education, or introduction or sensitization towards the disability. So I think an inclusive education system, which again is correlated to accessibility and infrastructure. So this is a very vicious circle that we get caught in.
Yeah.
Forget. Now ask me what you want to ask.
So how did you become this solution-oriented thinker?
I think I'll give a lot of credit, of course, to my parents and my upbringing. See, I was about 5 years old when my parents realized that I don't want to get out anymore. I rather sit in the house. I was admitted in the hospital, and they were doing all trial and errors on me. But nowadays we have three-dimensional imaging.
Right.
But at that point of time, they would tie you to a bed and rotate the bed upside down in a very dark room.
Oh my God. Okay.
And so it was almost like one of those English colonial torture cells where in your spine they're injecting the dye, and there were very crude methods of doing that. Long needles.
They were injecting the dye so they could see it in the X-ray.
In the X-ray, and then I was tied with leather belts onto this bed. And this bed was being rotated up and down and sideways, and the X-rays were being clicked. So the machine was static and I was moving. And it was a very dark room with these sudden flashes of lights for X-rays. So it was scary. It was very scary. I still remember that. So once I started my rehab and my physiotherapy, my body started responding. But again, it wasn't that easy because it was almost 8 to 9 months of rigorous rehab. And it was really funny because it was in stages. First, I was taught how to turn in the bed, get up and sit on my own like a little baby all over again.
Wow.
Today, where I bring you is my gym where I train. And this is the first visit I'll be doing with the medal, and we'll have a little celebration for the medal.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so
That's
come
beautiful.
join me in the party.
Yes, let's go. We're ready.
You have to see the ramp.
Yes,
This
they made
is-
it for you.
Yeah, this was specially made for me.
Everybody's waiting for you. Everybody's
Because that's
there.
where I train every day. Yay, Sonu! Oh, that's sweet. I love flowers. Thank you, darling. Come here, give me a hug. And what's your name?
Sanvi.
Sanvi is doing what? You're doing tennis or you're doing...
Basketball.
Wow! Basketball is what I used to do in my college days when I was walking. So you enjoy playing it, but you have to eat and drink a lot of milk and eat the right food so that you can be a tall girl when you grow up. And then you'll be a better basketballer. Yeah? Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Maybe she will be the next winner of it if she holds it, huh?
You want to be at the Olympics? You want to? The medal will look something like this, but make it gold, huh? This one is still not the right color. Ah, you're sweet.
I am truly inspired and I keep admiring her all the time. I haven't had much privilege to be, chatting with her one-on-one.
Because that is because we are very serious trainers.
Yes, actually.
So as a trainer, you basically say, okay, she needs to perform this act, therefore I need to train. And how long does it take to train?
So morning is dedicated to the gym. Morning is all about muscle strengthening. It is all about weight exercises, plyometrics, cross training, say if I have to go to the swimming. But evening is dedicated to stretching, releasing of the spasms in the body, and the throw training, which my husband is taking care of. It's about 3 to 4 hours in the morning and about 2 hours in the evening on the ground. And the rest of the time is managing the diet, what to eat now, what supplements to take, what icing to be done, physiotherapy to be done, and if there's a mild pain anywhere, the pain management treatment with the doctors. So it's practically 24/7.
24/7. How many hours do you sleep?
Sleep is must. I do take 8 to 9 hours of sleep. That is must. And by the end of the day, I'm so exhausted that I get it.
What keeps a differently abled body, a person, from achieving their dreams? What are some mental barriers? Maybe that's the terminology.
Mental barriers would be a lack of faith in your own potential.
Okay.
Because I very strongly believe people look at you the way you look at yourself.
Okay.
So as long as I was sad about my condition and I was bedridden and I was not still ready to step out of the house, people sympathized with me.
Okay.
And I sympathized with myself. But the day I decided, no, I'm not going to be like this. So it comes from self-belief.
Self-belief. Okay. That's one.
Faith in your own potential, self-belief, and of course, a lot of things, I would say a lot about initiative.
Okay.
We wait for someone to do something for us. We do not create opportunities for ourselves. And not being in the solution mode.
Okay, that's almost 3 things you mentioned.
Yeah,
Solutions.
so solution is very important. Like, I know there are challenges, but I'm sure you can find a way around it. You can find a solution to beat those challenges.
Okay.
So I think we normally don't do that.
Right.
We just wait and we go along the flow. We never think of. So that is why when I made my record in River Yamuna, it was by swimming against the current. Because that is really what I want to say, that just don't flow with the flow. Create your own path and go against the current and you will achieve. And when I did that against the current, I ended up with a world record.
I'm sure a lot of differently abled people are watching this, want to hear, how did you achieve and how they could achieve the same sort of thing. So those 3-4 things you mentioned,
yes.
I think the ability to believe in yourself,
absolutely,
the ability to take initiative,
yes, and find solutions,
and third, find solutions,
and
be
ask
a solution,
for help, because
ask for
the
help.
fact is that we need help,
right?
And we need help doesn't mean that we are dependent
helpless.
Or helpless.
Yeah. Yes.
So that whole idea has to be erased of self-pity.
Right. Okay.
Everybody takes help.
Right.
You just have to tweak your thought process a little.
To not
think that by taking help you become helpless or you become dependent.
You're almost creating an opportunity for someone else to be happy.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, that
yes.
it gives a lot of joy to people to serve you.
To come forward and help you. You saw it. You were there. I mean, everybody was so happy. And yeah, even when I came to the gym, a lot of people ended up telling me that seeing you, I've started coming again.
Right, right.
So I was not a hindrance to anybody. They were not sad about seeing me working out. Instead, they were happy and they became regular.
Right, right.
So there's not just one way of thinking about something.
Right.
Look at the positive side of it also.
Right. I mean, you have had those too, and beautiful, beautiful thoughts. I'll ask you the hard question last, and that would be, the question just came to my mind because of all these wonderful things you've been saying, as to what is then the ultimate purpose of life from your perspective. What are we trying to achieve in this earth with these challenges and achievements and running against the currents? What is the ultimate purpose, you think?
I think not to give up and live life king size, because one life, I don't know what's going to happen after. They talk about afterlife, but has somebody gone there, seen it and come back and written about it? These are presumptions. So for me, life is the only festival that I can celebrate every day. I don't have to wait for dates and days. So it's not about living, it's about being alive.
Great. Yeah, thank you. I think those are some good words to conclude. Any other thoughts, comments? You can talk about Tom. Yeah.
Oh, Tom. Tom is the sweetest singer. I don't know. I've never, like I said, it's very, very, very important for everybody to have a child alive. I think ever since I've held Tom, I'm behaving like a little toddler. I'm sleeping with it, I'm carrying it around, and I'm like,
Oh, you like it more than the medal.
I think so. It's just so.
The medal you
it's
give
a-
around to anybody. Tom, you
Tom,
just
I
keep it.
don't. I keep it. It's like that favorite toy of a child, and it has a good meaning also. It's an amalgamation of various plants and creatures,
Okay.
and which says that keep the world green.
Uh-huh.
And so let's all go green.
And the
So
medal.
of course, my Tom has silver hair because of my medal, but the
But
actual
who wants golden hair, right? You
no,
said,
but the actual hair color is green.
And this one is also special. Do you want to tell us the
this is- yes,
features
yeah,
of this?
It's a little idea that they have integrated into the medal, and which means that it rattles. It rattles, and each medal, as per the color, makes a different noise. So that really helps a visually impaired athlete to celebrate their medal. It also has things written on braille on it, so that makes it a very special medal. And when we were there, we had the common staff from the Rio Olympics, and they all told us that the Paralympics medal is way cooler than the Olympics medal.
It does things.
Yes.
That's
So
beautiful.
this other medals you can wear, this medal you can hear.
Wow, there it is. Yeah. Thank you so much, Deepa, for your time.
Right.